Hi, my name is Shireen, and all my life I have been interested in helping people who need help, to say, but more mentally, as in talking to them, like as in like what's going on, why do you feel this way? Maybe you should try this. Have you tried that? Or like that's how I've always been, and I was just thinking about like when I was growing up and I would talk to boys or whatever, like as friends, but how, you know, in like elementary. And I grew up in the 2000s where it was like cool, like Bad Boy record was coming out, I guess. Maybe Sean Combs was hot then. And everybody used to always be like, are you bad or are you good? Are you a bad boy or are you a good girl? Or, however. And I remember being asked those questions through text because we also had just got our cell phones and we couldn't really get on the internet. All we could do was text and play Snake, and probably just started being able to take pictures at this time because I'm like 13, 14, about 14, 13, 14, 15. But that was something that was always talked about, and I would always try to talk to them and be like, well, why do you feel like you have to live like that, or like why do you feel like you have to do this, or and as I grew with that questioning, it made me look out at my environment and be like, why is this person having to hustle at this young age? Why is this girl always picking with someone? And, like what's going on at home? I started to notice that when I was like 7, 9, like in elementary, young. I know I don't take a lot of things personal, which I do take things personal, but I take it and I internalize it and then I reflect it back out. That's just how I see things. Um, but what I've realized was a lot of kids were going through things at home and it forced them to do other things. When I would grow up, people would be like, throw up their sets. And I used to be like, why are you representing this hood that don't care about you? Yeah, okay, the people might, but the people is all up under the same system. And the hood ain't making sure that you eat at night, ain't making sure that you got a roof over your head. The hood don't care. So you sitting here repping this hood, but what is it doing for you? And so now, as an adult, I look back and I'm like, I was right. Also, the hood ain't did shit for you, nobody. Like, why rep something? Rep something and represent. Like if you gonna rep it, and now at this age, now that we're adults, it's like make something out of it. But I digress. What I'm trying to say is the people who had to do certain things or lived a certain way and had a certain type of respect towards others is because they learned that at home, and they may have been missing that, or somebody may have been mistreating them and they wanted to come and mistreat others at school. And this is for even kids in school now. Like, don't take the things that other kids, when they're being mean or whatever, don't take that serious. Check them. If they mess with you, check them. But at the same time, don't take it so serious, because more than likely, 99%, people judge you how they judge themselves because others are judging them that way. People not going to act a certain way unless it's already happening to them. So have grace for others, because we all going through our own journey. Have grace, but also be respectful to the ones that's so-called bad, to say. Because the ones who hold it in is also ready to release it. But I digress again. What I am trying to get to is speak your heart. Say what's on your mind. Say what's wrong. Like, why do you have to live like this? And do you really have to live like this? And if you do, and if you want it, if you was to ever imagine a future for your child, How would you imagine it? Would you want them to go down the same road as you? Or would you like them to live in a different type of world? And that doesn't mean that they have to live inside of the system that we have been conditioned to living in. That is falling. All praises, right? They don't have to live inside of that system per se, but if you was to imagine a world for your child to grow up in, what would that world look like? And if you can really be honest with yourself and listen to your higher self, how could you emulate that so that way your child can grow into that world? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Let's speak it. What is it that we want this world to be like? We don't want to have our kids living the lives that we had to live because of conditioning. We are the conditioning. Therefore, what are we going to make this new world into? The old system is falling. So if the old system is falling, it's now time for us to build the new system. What are we doing? What are we doing? Diddy done did all the things that he did and got considered not guilty. The system is faulty. Let it go. Chasing the bag. You tired. You don't even want to work no more. How you gonna chase the bag? Y'all better start learning these herbs out here. What can you eat outside? They literally cutting down the female trees so that they don't produce fruit. Care about something. And that's the thing. A lot of, especially my generation, we have a Chiron and Cancer. We did not receive attention. We didn't get to pour out what was wrong with us. We had to hold it all in. Thy will be done on earth. We don't have to leave and go somewhere else in order to receive what we want. Let's get it. And it ain't all about money. What is the money supposed to be getting you to? Freedom, financial freedom. So you don't have to worry about finances anymore? Okay. For most of us, how long are you going to put in before you become financial freedom? Because at this point, Amazon got everything. Amazon got everything. And we can go to any other store or any other TikTok shop or whatever to get anything that we want. So we always going to want something. Therefore, financial freedom will always be something that we're shooting for unless we minimalize. Because really, when we think about it, what all do we truly need? We look around our houses and we see, I need to do this. I need to get rid of this. I don't need that. But I really like this. But you ain't wording in a year. Like, we just collecting. We really just collecting. They made a TV show about hoarders to show you a filthy house that you can barely walk in, so that way it will make us think that we weren't hoarders. But we are. We definitely saying that we need more than what we really need. And really all we need is each other. So that way we can climb out of this mess that we've been put into by this system. So, I know I went from here to there, but at the same time, it's been this system that's been oppressing us, forcing us to do things that we don't want to do. To the point that we end up thinking that it is something that we want to do, just to realize we really don't want to do this. We ain't really about this life. We want to be free. Freedom. So, if y'all can leave in the comments something that could maybe help somebody else, the next generation. We have to start letting the next generation know we want more. Because as of right now, they want to play games or dumb stuff. They're lost. They have the knowledge without the wisdom. And we need to remember this wisdom and give it to them. Or else they're hollow inside. And where would that lead them? Astray. Once again. So, with that being said, y'all, let's do better. You know, let's Bring in love frequency. The love conquers all. Love always wins. It takes more strength to be loving than it does to be hateful. Trust that. The people, like, going back to being bad and stuff, you're not bad. Most people aren't bad. They have good hearts and they have been conditioned to go down the wrong path. Come back onto the right path. Right? And let's move in love. Move in the way that you want it to be loved and the way that you want it to be cared for. Move that way. Remember that. And when you remember that inner child, hug yourself. Hug that inner child and let it know, I am okay. I have made it. We made it. We made it through this life. And we still going. We still pushing. I love you. If ain't nobody else did, I love you. You talk to that inner child. And you raise it up to the age that you are today. Remember those moments when you were 4, 5, 6, 7, as my kids will say. All the way up 12, when you was going through puberty and your hormones was all over the place and you didn't know if you wanted to be here or leave. Remember them times. Remember the times when you was 13, 14 and you was starting to realize life for what it was, and it was like, damn, I got to get ready to start standing on me. Remember that. Remember when you became 18 and you thought you was grown and you did all the things that you realized, damn, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Or I did it, but will I do it again? Remember that and think on that and raise that up to the age that you are at that moment. Grow your inner child up that has been hidden, that has been buried over life, or buried with life, I should say. Right? Love that child. Love it in the way that it wanted to be loved, so that way you can love yourself the way that you want to be loved. And when you love yourself the way that you want to be loved, then you know your worth. Because you're not going to take anything up under that. Stop taking things that you don't deserve. You know what you deserve and what you don't deserve. You know that if you don't like something, you don't like it. Why keep putting up with it? Know your worth. Be yourself. Because you can't be nobody else. And can't nobody else be you. Life is for the living, baby. So live it. All right. Put in the comments something that can help others. Something encouraging. Even a story of a testimony. I live this way. I live this way. However, whatever it is that you want to say, but something that you feel that can help somebody else who needs to hear it. Because we need love. We need love. They talking about demon time. Demons cannot vibrate at the frequency of love. Or not, let's not say that they cannot, but they do not vibrate at the frequency of love. And that is the highest vibration. So if y'all choose to want to be a part of that side, that low vibrational, negative energy that ain't nobody got time for, this ain't it. But I'm pretty sure that ain't what you about. That ain't what you want. But if it is, so to the ones who move in love, who have love in their heart, who knows that it's greatness that they want to bring to this new earth once this system falls, put it in the comments or make your own videos and reply. That's cool. But all right, y'all. Love y'all. Have a great day. Bye. And subscribe, please. But I ain't begging y'all, because if you don't really want to subscribe,